Hi, I'm Nathan, and this is my story. I grew up in a Christian family, and I didn't understand or know what Christianity was. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. I've memorized that since I was 6 years old. Had no idea what that was. When I was 15, 2006, I found out I had a tumor. I woke up one morning on a Friday and my mom turned on the lights and I just completely exploded because as soon as she turned on the light, it caused a major migraine explosion. Immediately, my mom knew that there was something wrong, and so we went to go get a checkup. They figured out that I had the tumor. They were trying to map my brain to see what would be affected if anything went wrong. And they found out that it was my left frontal lobe, right towards the center, sitting on top of my optic nerve. On the second surgery, I woke up again to see my football coach, my choir teacher. I, for some reason, couldn't speak to them. I was trapped in a box. I could understand them, but there was no communication whatsoever. The doctors pulled the sheet to close the room, and they told my mom that I was going to be a vegetable for the rest of my life. And the minute that doctor left the room, she started praying for me. And I got up. After the surgery, I had a lot of muscular after effects that paralyzed a lot of my body still. I can't open my hand. I have a lot of control, just my whole entire right side of my body, including my optical nerves, which are my peripheral vision. A lot of depression and a lot of anxiety came along with that. It got so bad with the depression that there was suicidal tendencies, there was suicidal thoughts. Got me into a lot of drinking, a lot of pulling away, smoking weed, doing a lot of sex, drugs, and selling drugs to get more drugs, to push it away. I seemed like a happy person when I would go to the bars, get drunk, spend money on other people, but inside I hurt, and I could never talk to anyone about my hurt because, again, they've never walked in that. 2019, I started reading the Bible. Unfortunately, I started with Genesis and went through, but I got a lot of pastors that told me that if you read John first to get to know Jesus, and then you start back over, that changed my whole entire perspective. I was like, why are you so loving? Why are you so compassionate? Why do you care for people who have betrayed you? As I was reading the Bible, I would sit there and smoke a bowl, some marijuana, and it was, didn't really think of it because me being the person that was broken, that had no one to turn to know, I know that I needed to be fixed, but I didn't know where to find it. And so I just kept asking, kept praying, asking God for, a church that I can be part of the family, finally I got on Google, and first thing that showed up was Kara City Church. And I was like, Lord, if this is where you want me, then it's where I need to go. And I got dressed in my most fancy clothes that I had and rode my bike up to the church, and then the service started. And seeing how the care, the love, and the passion of Kara City Church, it really hit me straight in the heart. At that point, I just gave my life away. Lord, what you will do with me, I do anything. After going that Sunday, the minute I walked out of the auditorium in tears, I threw down all of my vapes, I threw down all of my pot, and I got rid of my my pipes, and gave away things that, you know, I didn't need anymore. I didn't want to be a part of. I didn't want to do anything that was negative of me. It was that one thing in the mind that really clicked, that the repenting, the changing of the mind. I didn't want to be the former me anymore. I wanted to change. I wanted God to change everything about me. He literally changed my life.